Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Sommer Thomas alongside Dylan Huberman and Jason Marcus to talk about Week 7 of the NFL. So, Dylan and Jason, Brett Hundley, he just had his first game as a Packers starter. What do you guys think of how he did, and how is it going to impact the rest of the Packers season?
He did not do terribly. I do think that without Aaron Rodgers, this team is done. I don't think that they can come back from losing a perennial all-star quarterback like that. This guy is Pro Bowl material year in, year out. They had a very realistic chance to get to the Super Bowl when Rodgers was at the helm. And without him, Hundley can't move the ball through the air the same way. He can run very well. As we saw, he had his rushing touchdown this past week when he got into the left corner of the end zone. But he can't move the ball through the air like Rodgers can. No way.
See, I agree with you, Dylan. Obviously, no one's expecting Brett Hundley to be Aaron Rodgers. That's not the question. But can he salvage the season? Absolutely, I think he can. If you look at their upcoming schedule, they face some very winnable games. They face the Baltimore Ravens, who their defense isn't that great. They face a low-end Buccaneers team that is very inconsistent. They got a home game against the Bills. So I don't think that he's going to be Aaron Rodgers. That's pretty obvious. But he is in the position to get the Packers to the playoffs if he can continue to make plays. And I think the schedule allows him to do that.
So the Rams are currently 5-2, and they are in first place in their division. What do you guys think of this, and do you think that any other team in the division poses a threat, or are they a shoo-in for the playoffs?
So this is clearly the best team that the Rams had in St. Louis, Los Angeles, whatever, in recent memory, since the Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce days. But I think that Sean McVay has found a new level for Todd Gurley to succeed at. We've also seen that Goff has been able to find another level to his passing game. Last year as a rookie, everybody's looking around going, what's this guy doing? This guy's a bust. And now you're looking at it this year and you're going, no, he's not. They're in great shape. I'm a Todd Gurley fantasy owner, so I'm really in great shape. My fantasy season's looking really good. Everybody else who has him is looking really good. Guy keeps on racking up 100-yard games. He's leading the league in touchdowns. The only team that poses a threat to them in that division is Seattle Seahawks. However, Seattle's offense is anemic. Outside of Jimmy Graham and occasional Doug Baldwin deep ball, they can't move the football. They don't have much in the running game now that Chris Carson hit the injured reserve with a broken ankle/leg. So without Carson, you have Thomas Rawls, you have Eddie Lacy, you have J.D. McKissick. The running game, you don't really have much behind Russell Wilson. That offensive line is not forgiving. So I really don't know what to say. If Russell Wilson's going to have to keep on running around, there's only so many games that they're going to be able to win with him running for his life.
Yeah, absolutely, Dylan. This is a great LA Rams team. Todd Gurley is absolutely thriving in this offense, and so is Jared Goff for that matter. I think this is actually a pretty unique scenario where in today's NFL, you see all these rookie quarterbacks coming in and immediately being thrown into the spotlight, but that's not the case with Jared Goff. Goff had the opportunity to sit for a couple games on his rookie year, and I think that's proving to be very beneficial because he's got a chance to learn this offense, and now he's thriving. You were saying how their biggest competition in this division is Seattle. I absolutely agree. I think they're a better team than Seattle. Now, don't get me wrong. The Seahawks defense is absolutely one of the best in the league. However, this Rams offense, as you were talking about earlier, comparable to that Greatest Show on Turf from the early 2000s. And I'll make a bold prediction right now. I think that this LA Rams team wins that division in Sean McVay's first year as head coach. And I'll put it down right now that Sean McVay will be your coach of the year.
All right, so Martavis Bryant, do you guys think that the Steelers will trade him? And if so, where could he go? For instance, there are teams like the Jets who are in desperate need of
I'm looking at the other New York team. The Giants, baby. They have no wide receivers. They have Sterling Shepard coming back this week. Kudos. It's somebody to throw the ball to. Evan Ingram looks really good for them as a tight end. Maybe he'll do some things in the future. But the Giants really lack a big, deep threat. You lost Odell. You lost Brandon Marshall. Dwayne Harris was a special teamer, who they also lost. You need somebody who can make plays. And Martavis Bryant's getting to that feud with Juju Smith-Schuster, which has been highly publicized as of late. I do think that they are similar players, so moving Martavis Bryant would make sense for a later round draft pick that the Giants can afford if they throw a 5th, 6th round pick to the Steelers, because the Steelers clearly don't see him in their future, or else they would have sat him down with the coach and the front office and had a nice long talk with him. Clearly that's not happening because when a player takes to Twitter, something went wrong.
Yeah, I think the only reason I can't see Martavius Bryant being traded to the Giants is because on paper, yes, they need a receiver, but once those three come back healthy next year, Martavius Bryant's going to be the fourth wide receiver on that depth chart, and the Giants aren't going to give up a lot to get him. I think if he goes anywhere, I still think he goes to the AFC East, like you were talking about with the Jets earlier, but I actually think he might fit in with Buffalo. I think Buffalo is a big play receiver away from hopefully upsetting the Patriots for that division. It is a long shot, but if they want any hopes of that, they're going to need a big-time receiver, and that is exactly what Brian's looking for. He's looking to be a number one receiver, and he could take that offense to a whole nother level.
Lastly, the AFC West is some division. Everyone's surprised by how it's turned out. At the moment, the Chiefs are number one. Who do you guys see being the wild card in the division? Who do you see winning the division?
The Raiders, baby, they're back. I see them coming up and taking this division right from the Chiefs. The Chiefs, 2 in a row going down. I don't see that this team that they have together, I don't think Alex Smith keeps throwing the ball like Joe Montana. Kareem Hunt, yeah, he might stick around. He looks like he's the real deal. The defense is one of the worst in all of football. They are 30th in pass yards allowed. Teams are throwing the football all over them. So until they can fix that, there's a problem, and I think the Raiders are going to take it up. The Broncos, they keep on losing. They lost to the Giants. The only loss of the season only win of the season for the Giants. The Chargers, I don't think they're going to be in. I think it's going to be the Raiders against the Chiefs for the top.
All right, Jason?
Strongly disagree with you there. I know that their secondary isn't great with the loss of Eric Berry, but that front seven is one of the best in the NFL. And let's not forget, 2 weeks ago, we were calling Alex Smith a potential league MVP and Kareem Hunt the offensive rookie of the year. I think they'll find a way to pull it together in this division full of great defenses. They got the best quarterback in my eyes. So I think the Chiefs will find a way to come back and win this.
All right. Next on Penn State Sports Night, Christian Karapakis and Ellie French, you have a rundown on the World Series and MLB.